Almost forgot my mic here. Well, welcome to another episode of the Music Never Stops segment of Moving with Life. Given we're still trucking through all these events, especially because there's a more recent event, and at the moment I don't have enough information to talk about it, so we're just going to go through today's episode because I felt it was something that I could talk about that's a little more lighthearted. It makes me feel good. It's something that I enjoy, something that I've enjoyed, since really for a long time, even before high school, having a heavy influence on marching bands and learning so I didn't know what DCI was, Drum Corps International, until 2006. And so I want to go through two programs that they're exactly the same. So Phantom Regiment, for those of you who know, Harmonic Journey. We're going to go over their 2003 show and their 2021 show, which I'm pretty stoked that they redid it. But we're going to jump right into it. I am going to talk throughout the show. The shows will have, they will be in the show notes, so you can watch them before I get started. But today's gonna be a very selfish episode, but something that I enjoy, something that I'm gonna talk through the show, things that I've noticed, and then kind of not really compare them, but like I said, I'm gonna talk through them and then talk about what I feel as I watch the show myself. I have watched them multiple times, so this isn't like a first response or like a initial response to the video. I've seen both videos multiple times, and now I'm just gonna talk about them.
On the field from Rockford Loves Park, Illinois, to perform their 2003
here you can see,
program,
you're late, bro.
Journey.
Third line, third horn line. It's like
Phantom
third,
Regiment.
fourth from the left to the
Are
right.
the judges ready?
Anyways,
From
so
New
2003
Jersey, Joe Bielik,
Phantom Regiment
David Simon. Is your corps ready?
show called Harmonic Journey, signature Phantom Regiment intro.
Phantom Regiment, they take the field for competition.
So this show is very near and dear because I got to perform a rendition of it in 2006, which is why I was introduced to Phantom Regiment and DCI in general. I got to go to DCI San Antonio, and that was my first experience at DCI. So here we go. And I'm going to get into, obviously, for the second half of this episode and the second part of the second show. Again, it's very similar. It's exact, music's the same. There's different little embellishments throughout where it's just different. The 2021 show versus this 2003 show. I always appreciated Phantom Regiment because of their simplicity. It was always a marching band, and I that's one thing I liked doing. I got to do it for 4 years, 2006 to 2010. And me getting to do our rendition of this show in 2006, it was just very unique. I'll probably go over that show soon, but again, here we go. And I probably can't have its due diligence, due justice here, because I'm trying to weigh you being able to hear me while actually hearing the show, but the volume that they're at, it was incredible. Our horns and woodwinds and brass, as far as high school goes, I'll never forget the first time hearing cannon just in that hit. And now they're gonna jump into. Is it Wild Nights? I forgot the name of the. Because the last movement is Ostinato. So again, very simple, nice, cool little snare visual here coming out. 1, 2, 3. Good little build up, kind of down and build up into this second movement. And I think I don't know if Drums got first. I don't know if Drums got first, but I think Phantom got 4th overall for this show. Nice little horn movement there. More little visual. Cool thing about DCI versus high school that I've seen, at least in my experience, the experience that I got to have, there's obviously a lot more time available for DCI to perform to have their shows. So there's actual drum breaks, and here's coming up the first snare break into the tenor break. So crisp. Five tenors, pretty normal, even 2003 for DCI. I think the most I got to experience was 3 tenors for us. Did we do 4? I don't think we ever did 4 when I got to play. It's funny because that little tenor part it was written in ours as well, where we got to bring the band back in. And it's funny because, like, honestly, I probably couldn't play half of the way they wrote it out for us, but I remember it in my head as far as some of these moments. Cool little visual thing here. Tuba, you're off in the back. Drumline cuts through. I like the change that they did for 21 show, but it was pretty cool. We'll get to it in 2021 show as well. Cool, simple, hard visual here with the feet. A little slow motion there. As far as 2003, I don't remember any other show because because we had played this one. It was my first involvement in this type of this demonstration of marching band, marching music. So. Visually, for me, it was like this was just like super awesome, and it was obviously super long, and all the cool drum breaks and whatnot. Versus in high school, I just remember everything being a lot quicker. Everything was small little drum breaks. When we did this show, I think we had 5 snares, 3 tenors, and then the 5 basses. Was what we did. Now they're starting the Lord's Prayer. I remember seeing when we got the sheet music for this, and I was like, Lord's Prayer. I was like, I only know the actual prayer. I couldn't associate any actual song with this, but it's very nice. I remember I think we used 4 trombones to do. This was more like a solo, a quartet type solo. Not here they use 2 separate horns. I'm not sure what they are. I don't know if it's like baritones or euphonium. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie. It's out of my scope of practice. Again, I'm not any expert. Just I learned how to detach myself after. I learned what it was after. Great horn sound. Here, I'll let the music breathe here a little bit, just so you can get a full volume here. I wish I could hear more timpani there. I can't hear any timpani. beautiful like church bell style with the pit, all the chimes and bells. So awesome. Now they're gonna start Ostinato here. Great, awesome, kind of extended, or not extended, just lengthy intro. So Ostinato has to do also with the accents of the hits, in case you don't know. This little slide here. Nice long drum break. My favorite part about this section is the tenors and the pit mimicking each other. They're really mirroring each other. I love the writing here. Nice little drum snare break coming up. Good spacing. And now I'm gonna let this next section breathe because it's the best. It's a lot of emotion for me. Besides nostalgia, just to build up. It just makes me love music that much more. I love they get to do a crab rock here, which normally it's only drum lines that do this type of march. But for that part, the band got to do it too. Great build up. Everybody just playing, just in their spot, locked in. Last, 16 measures probably of the show. All the hits, hit. And signature Phantom Regiment ending here. So awesome. It's going to end here in a second, but
Phantom Regiment, under the direction of Patrick Seidling.
A lot of nostalgia too, because just having that whatchamacallit, having that moment of completion. You, in the moment, I remember there was one show that I did, and I remember missing. I don't know if it wasn't a visual. I don't know if it was a step necessarily either, but I missed something. It might have been a stop. And in the show, I remember being in that moment and realizing I'm off by like a half a step or like a step or something. And it bothered me. It really bothered me. And it bothered me up to where I remember it, now freaking 10 years, over 10 years later now. And it was like, and that's an example for me where it's like I was in the moment, but that little stop in the marching show was enough for me to like just kind of get me off my game, but then I had to reel it back in and like get back on track to make sure I do the rest of the show to the best of my ability and at that point in my head I'm like, you better play this perfect because you missed that one step in the show. Mind you, this was high school. I mean, I don't remember what. I think that was my junior year of high school. So by this time, it was my third year. It was another state year. I'm not even going to too much detail as far as like state year and like all this stuff. It's just what it was. State competition and whatnot. I'm trying to make it to the finals. But yeah, so now I want to jump into the 2021 version, which I didn't know they brought out until I think I saw Flow Marching on YouTube release it, and I was like, "Are they doing it again?" I thought it was a tribute, but then when it was a full length show, and I was like, "This is more than a tribute. Like this is like their show. This is what they're doing." I remember I sent it to Brian. I'm like, "Dude, like check this out. They redid the show." I think they're under new instruction, and I do wonder what that played, and I wonder what led to them wanting to redo it. But I'm glad they did. It's freaking awesome, and it's awesome, and I'm glad they did it. But I'm also happy with the changes they made to just make it contemporary. It was the same music, but it was still different at the same time. It's really cool. We'll jump into it here. A little orb sound there in the background. Signal.
2021 program, Harmonic Journey. Drum Corps International is proud to present Regiment.
Everybody's hyped. Everybody's ready. Let's go. Signature Phantom intro. To take credit for that because we were that for this intro, for this canon intro. Our drumline was not on the field marching until the second movement started. You can feel they're in an arena. They're playing in Indianapolis, which is usually that's usually where the DCI championship is. But you can feel the arena and the air and the breath of the sound. I'll let Cannon breathe in this one. Good, awesome visual. I think these blues and these colors just make all the difference of what Cannon's supposed to be and why it's played in the first place. Here we go. Yeah, I think that blue and just the colors of just the color guard in general, just the different type of uniform, I think it just brings a whole different element. Here we go, Snare Intro solo. And again, I have no involvement with DCI. I have no I never marched DCI, but I love marching band. Open it up. Musically and visually. Cool visuals, just contemporary feeling. I know DCI definitely evolved a lot, especially from 2006, 2010 that I got to see and be a part of it. When Phantom won in 2008 with their show in 2008, if you see a 2008 show and they're marching and their visual versus the previous years, it made sense why they won. And I believe Phantom won 2021, and it makes total sense. 6'10", I cannot believe 6'10". It's so crazy. It's awesome, but it's so crazy to me. So there used to be hits here, and now they let the hits out. A lot more space. I do like it. I like the accents. I like bringing out certain moments, but a lot more space between movements of the show. A little different here as far as this visual. And now drummer's coming down instead of coming up. So now it's a horn hit. There's no drums that are supplementing that kit. Similar visual to the end of the first time, the original 2003 version. A little quicker done, but same idea as they end the movement. Now it's a more mysterious before they exit with the horns. I'm guessing it's euphoniums or I think it's baritones. I think it's euphoniums. Same trumpet exit. Then a full pause. Then they're all lining up to that little sun or globe thing. Mind you, I think age out for DCI is like 21. So all these, they're all kids, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. From what I'm aware, for all these higher, not higher quality, I don't know, like higher tier drum corps, a lot of these players get opportunity only their final, second to last year or last year of being able to march for DCI. There's many second tier and third tier drum corps that exist, and they kind of build up. I know Blue Devils have like A, B, and C. I'm guessing that's how they build up. It's huge. And for my friends out there that do know what DCI is, they know exactly how this sounds, what this feels like. They're a marching band. What's drama with this is just that it makes me feel good. Maybe it is different drum accents. I don't know if it makes all the difference for me, but it makes a lot of difference for me when it comes to adding this color and the greens within the color guide. Like the green field within the blues and the whites that the color guide bring. And here we go, last movement, Ostinato. Feels more intense, just like more driving. I think tempo's probably about the same. If not even maybe, feels even like maybe a click or two slower. Nice little bass lick there, whatever's going on. Oh yeah, one of the runs coming up here, our pit did it, not the horn line, but here the horns do it. This line. That whole little run there, I remember our pit did it. It wasn't the band who did it. All right, here goes this big drum break. Coming up into that last reprise. A lot more pit involvement, which I like. There you go. And this is that part they repeat what they did in 2003. Same movement, huge sound. Bass turn, very cool. Here we go. Same thing, crab moving. Oh yeah. interesting. No final hits by the drum line. Huge sound. Huge sound. Oh yeah. Oh man. Like I said, this particular thing. Everybody's excited. Great conducting. Everybody's excited. Everybody's stoked. This episode is very niche, very specific. I'm not gonna say specific listener because I feel like if you like music, you like music, and maybe you don't like this type of classical music, but you have classical music that you like. So yeah, a lot of energy makes me feel good. That's why I wanted to do this episode, because I been feeling down for various reasons, and just a lot of things happening at one thing after another, and it's life. That is moving. This is moving with life. This is it's not. It is what it is. But like this is what, in my opinion, this is what life is. I've said this before, and I can say it again. But it's like one thing I remember having a conversation back home a lot. This is years ago, but it was one thing that I remember. It's like, oh man, it feels so surreal. This doesn't feel real. This feels beyond real. It's like, and I was told back. It's like, no, like this is reality. Reality is this and the now and the emotion, and in this case, the emotion of the shows. And so because of everything, it's like, well, this is life, and trying to be light on my feet because of external things that are beyond my control. And I'm not trying to control them, but just to reiterate, like that's why I went through today's episode, because this is something that makes me feel good. Some of it's the nostalgia. I never marched DCI, so I never did anything beyond high school as far as music. I did tell a story, like, I started off as a music major in college. Didn't work out for me. I wasn't interested in the classical music. I was interested in marching band. But the thing is, like, where I was going to school, I liked the school that I was going to, and they didn't have a marching band. So it's like, well, like, it was a give and take. I made the decision, and I became a business major at the end of the day, and that was that. But it doesn't mean that I can't enjoy music, or I can't understand, oh yeah, there's spacing, or this person was late when they got set in that first video. Because the music is still music, just using different instrumentation, different sounds, different rooms. Every room has its own vibe, has its own thing, and there's big rooms such as arenas like that. I got to march at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Got to do that. That's pretty cool. I saw Phantom at least 2006, 2007, 2008, which 2007 was even a great show too. I forgot what was it on. I think it was on air, and was it just Tchaikovsky? I can't remember what whoever wrote Firebird Suite. It might have been Tchaikovsky. So like Canon and Diva Pachelbel was obviously awesome, Ostinato. But then 2007, I think it was called On Air, and then Firebird Suite was my favorite song from that one. And it's another thing that I think I gained from DCI and some of these songs and compositions that Phantom plays versus some of these other regiments, some of these other drum corps is, and I'm very biased too, so that doesn't help me not know what any other drum corps is doing. It's just like I know what Phantom's doing because they're the ones they're my first influence, so I'm very biased to what shows and how deep I know the music to some of these. Carolina Crown in 2000, I think Carolina Crown won 2007. It was whenever they did their Kentucky Derby show. I think it was 2007. So I knew that, but I liked the show, and I remember seeing Carolina Crown live. I think it was 2007 when they played their Kentucky Derby show. And I remember seeing that live, and I was like, oh, that's I remember enjoying it live, and when I saw it online, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, it was my favorite. I don't know all the music or the titles the way I know Phantom Regiment's shows. But even then, like when Phantom won in 2008, it was their I call it the Trojan Horse show, but what was it called? I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up right now. It doesn't matter because we're gonna wrap up here. I appreciate you sticking with me this long when you have like a minute or two left. But as you can see, I speak a little faster. I have a different ambiance, a different voice when I'm watching this. And again, you know, I knew this is what was going to happen. But I also knew that I was going to talk throughout the show. So for those who have never seen a show like this, you know,